As our teacher scrolled through her phone during lunch, she suddenly froze and shouted, "Who went through my desk drawer?" "We did," Cody announced while still recording. That's the moment Mrs. Johnson's expression shifted from confused to completely horrified. Her phone clattered to the floor as she grabbed the back of her chair until her fingers went rigid. "We did. We did." The words came out like she couldn't breathe. Her voice cracked like something inside her had shattered. She began stumbling between desks, repeating, "No, no, no, no," while her whole body started trembling. Our entire class kept filming because this reaction was exactly the content we needed. Cody had started the TikTok challenge during her bathroom break and live-streamed the whole thing, convinced our teacher wouldn't notice some missing Altoids. They looked like tiny white tablets with a weird coating, but we assumed they were those organic mints she always ate after coffee. "What did you take?" Her voice had escalated to almost a shriek, searching every phone screen like she could somehow delete what we'd already posted. "Tell me you only pretended to swallow them. Tell me this was just for the video." But everyone knew you had to actually do it for the challenge to count. Cody finally lowered his phone, his swagger completely gone. "We streamed it live after we found them in your drawer. We figured you wouldn't care since you're always telling us to help ourselves to supplies." Mrs. Johnson's knees buckled and she had to catch herself on a desk, her complexion shifting from flushed to almost gray within moments. "How many students? How many swallowed them?" Her fingers fumbled trying to dial her phone, missing numbers repeatedly. Maybe 12 people raised their hands hesitantly, including me. They were pretty gross, honestly. She managed to connect the call, and suddenly our vice principal, Mr. Wright, appeared in the doorway. He noticed Mrs. Johnson's shaking immediately. The second she leaned in to whisper to him, I'd never witnessed such an instant transformation. Mr. Wright's face contorted. His jaw went slack, and he physically stumbled backward like she'd punched him. "You kept those at school," Mr. Wright's voice boomed across the classroom, in an unlocked drawer. Both adults engaged in this frantic, hushed discussion while everyone tried to piece together what we'd ingested. A few students had already started DMing their older siblings, panicked. "We should call poison control immediately," Mr. Wright insisted, rushing toward the door, but Mrs. Johnson caught his sleeve. "Hold on, maybe we're overreacting. Maybe the dose wasn't dangerous, but Mr. Wright jerked away from her grip. "Have you lost your mind? We're getting medical help, and you'll be explaining this to the superintendent." He rushed out as Mrs. Johnson remained frozen, looking ready to collapse. The livestream comments started flooding with warnings. Did we swallow something toxic? Are we actually going to get sick? Several students began hyperventilating, and suddenly 3/4 of the room descended into chaos. Without warning, the door slammed open, and along with our nurse came an entire EMT crew carrying medical bags. They immediately began checking everyone's pulse rates, questioning us about symptoms like dizziness or blurred vision. Throughout it all, Mrs. Johnson pressed herself against the wall like she wanted to disappear. Our principal burst through the door next, his face purple with rage. He marched directly to Mrs. Johnson, and despite attempting to speak quietly, his words echoed everywhere. "They ingested what?" The EMTs started speaking urgently into their radios.